I thought Hillsongs were more like, this is my dear.
Yeah, but then they do that. Yeah.
All the concert, bro. It's a concert over at Hillsong still.
Swear it out.
Constant, but like, see me, I had to look at it from. I can't, like, I grew up in the church as a kid, so it's like I can't. After a while, imagine my first day of Hillsong, I didn't know what it was like. So I went there full suit like I'm going to church. Like a full suit like I'm going to church.
Was it a white suit? All white?
Looking like the Holy Ghost.
I went it all white, but they looked at me and thought, this nigga's out of place. What's he doing there? Because no one wears suits to come here. Like, why are you wearing a suit? So I'm looking at myself. Automatically, I felt strange because they were all looking at me like, they all came to me at the same time. Because they knew I wasn't a regular. Yeah. So I went in. And they're like, yeah, you're not from here. You don't come here normally, do you? Yeah. Like, nah, this is my first time. And they were like, I can tell because you look like it's your first time. And then I realized everyone that's dressed is calm to go to the church. Yeah. And then not that it put me off, it helped me to learn because it helped me get me back into the thinking of church. Yeah. But after a while, the singing and dancing, I need to hear more word. Concentration of word.
Wait, is there no word down there? Is it more praise and worship thing?
It's a lot of praise and worship, which is good for some people. Yeah. But I need to hear constant word. Like, it needs to be like 95% word and then 5% praise and worship. With them, it's like 95% praise and worship, 5% word to me. But someone might say, no, it's not like that. And it depends on
I need vim,
where you go.
I need vim. Like, I need vim. Like, I need
constant vim.
Yeah, I need it. I need it. Like, in terms of, I'm not gonna lie, the word is key as well.
Yeah, 100%. But the delivery of the word has to be like
engaging.
Well. Yeah, engaging. Yeah. You gotta have a good like.
No, they have engaging pastors, but the word is like 20 minutes, and then it's like, oh, okay, back to praise and worship. Okay, all right, then.
How long should the word be? Do you think?
How long should? For me, if you're asking me, I mean, you should. For me, I don't know, like anything between 30 to max 45. 50 minutes.
50 minutes.
My pastor now, I think he does an hour,
Yeah, I mean, like, when I say 50, I'm talking an hour because the reason why I say by the time you have the introduction part and you're concluding, then it's long. But it's long when it's an hour plus. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, come on, bro.
Nah, you know what?
This is a double lesson right here. 2 periods.
Bro, have a break and shit.
My pastor, you don't mind doing 2 periods still. You'll go 2 periods. You'll be happy to go 2 periods. But like, it depends on, like you said, it's the delivery.
Yeah.
Like some pastors, like my pastor, if he spoke for 4 hours, I think I can stay for 4 hours. I can't lie.
Now, there's some good speakers. There's sometimes there's some people that speak good. You want to listen to them.
Right,
but the trouble is sometimes when they're speaking too much, it's like, you're taking in information, but if it's longer than what it needs to be, sometimes they might just say that one thing that'll get you going. Yeah, I think we should have stopped at the 1 hour because now I feel like you're now.
You just carried over too.
I'm not gonna lie, it's happened to me. It's happened to me. Like I'm not gonna lie, because I do sometimes. I do like it's happened to me. There was one time I was like, bro, I think when you started, that point when you kind of was drawing to the end. You should have stopped there. Right now, I feel like you're. This is me and my conscience. Like right now, I feel like, brother, I feel like you're kind of out of place a little bit. Right,
it's a die hero live long enough to be a villain type of approach.
See, my pastor, he's getting at subject matters that you don't want to hear.
Yeah. Those are the ones. I
like that. The stuff I didn't want to hear about today, he's gonna definitely wake up and say, I'm starting on this today. Yeah. And like, it helps me to realize that this thing is bigger than me. My problems is bigger than me. My own ego is bigger than me. It's best I listen to this because if I don't, my ego can finish me on its own accord. And then in the end, I end up liking it.
Yeah, that's good, man.
But yeah, man.
Hallelujah.
But apart from church, like how else is everyone else getting that feel in their body, mind, and what else you finding motivation from? Like, some people watch motivational speakers, some people watch I don't know. I don't know. Well, how are you getting?
I put on my Snapchat the other day, and that's literally my theory of life. Is that I literally have every couple months I have a refresher. Some people read books. That's their thing. Do you know what I mean? I love reading books. I read books. I like reading books, autobiography type of books more because it's real stories from real people that experience real things. Like some books, don't get me wrong, they help a lot of people. Yeah. But for me, it's too detached from the person. Yeah. So like Rich Dad Poor Dad, for example, it's a guy telling someone else's story. His story is involved, but like the person, the rich dad or whatever, that wasn't him telling that story. It's my man telling the story about the rich dad.
Okay.
I'd rather read about the rich dad. Do you know what I'm saying? So
you trying to know how you got rich, bro?
Exactly. How you get rich. So I will take in information like every 3 months. I have a brainwash. I call it brainwashing, right? In life, we all brainwash ourselves to whichever way we think is important. Some people brainwash themselves in a bad way. Negativity consumes their life. Oh, I'm not going to make it. I'm not good enough. And life is hard. And it's just going to be, oh, man, I don't know what to do. And then that ends up happening to you, right? Or the people that, some people, you look at them thinking, they don't have no care in this. Like, you see them, they're just going for their goal 24 hours a day. It's almost like they don't even know what the world is going on around them. They never seem to stop. They never seem to get tired. They never seem to be out the loop of where they're going, And it's like, how do you get to that place? For me, my way of getting to that place is brainwashing myself. And how I do that is I go to speakers. Like I was saying before, like my favorite speakers are old school. They're all long gone now, right? Earl Nightingale, Vincent Norman Peale, Alan Watts, those type of guys. I'll go on YouTube and I log in, and some of their speakings 2, 3, 4 hours long, and I listen to while I'm doing work. Lockdown has been great because I've been able to just zone out to that stuff all day, and I listen to this experiences of what they're talking about, and I fully ingrain my mind into the absolute entity of where I'm going in my mind, because we all know where we want to go in our mind. It's in our mind. We can hear it talking to us, but it's whether you can block out the other stuff to then take yourself to that place. That's the challenge, and that's what these men speak about. Like, how do you ground your mind to block out the other noise that's gonna stop you from getting to your goal? Like, people think it's like, oh, you see a football player, Maradona. You see Maradona, and you're thinking, how the hell is Maradona so good? He doesn't wear out. He doesn't tire. Ronaldo, Messi, they don't get tired. They don't wear out.
Even though I don't know if Maradona was it. Rest in peace, but I don't know if we would have. I think we would have used Ronaldo because
let's stick to Ronaldo and Messi.
We can use Ronaldo and Messi.
R.I.P. Maradona, great player, but but we kind of know that we can't really speak about his energy.
The only reason I use
stick to Ronaldo and Messi.
The only reason I use them is because.
He was good though. I think you got to have some kind of talent before you can
even definitely talent. I tell people all the time, like it's religion and God are not synonymous together. I might be going some next place right now, so tell me, tap the table in if I'm going too far.
Go where you're going, and we will definitely tap him. Go where you're going, innit?
The real connection to God isn't religion, bro. It's faith. So someone like a Maradona can sniff 15 billion mountains of coke, but if his faith is higher than all the other players that were in the same youth system as him, the same academy, wherever, and then eventually when he became a professional, if his faith is higher than theirs, bro, the players with all the religion in the world, bro, they're not going to be better than Maradona because his faith is what pushed him closer to God, not religion. You get what I'm saying? Religion can be a catalyst to enhance your faith. That's what we hope. That's why we go to church. We go to church to hope that religion and church actually enhances our faith, not anything else. But some people go to church, their faith isn't enhanced. It's just, you're just at church. Like my pastor says, you're at church singing and dancing, bro. A lot of people go to church and sing and dance. Their faith itself doesn't grow. See what I'm saying? So that's why I use Ronaldo. I'm sorry, that's why I use Maradona as an example. Like his faith itself. Have you seen him play? That guy definitely knows I'm better than everyone else by faith.
Yeah, you gotta have that approach sometimes. Sometimes you gotta look at yourself and be like, I'm the guy.
Right.
I'm the guy. Do you understand?
Do you know what? Do you know what's funny about this conversation? I was just coming back from my 9 to 5 and I was walking, and then I was just thinking about, because I think yesterday I think this morning I made a statement on my Insta that I said, you know what? Last year we suffered, and this year by fire and force with the 5 months that are left, 6 months that are left, man's celebrating everything.
Of course.
Like we've already said here on the pod, like for when we reach 20, we're gonna just be here vibing because it's such a big, bro. It's like that's 20 weeks, like, or 21 weeks of like, are we even gonna shoot today? Oh, I can't make it. I can't do this. But we've like, I'm tired. I can't do this. But we persevered and we got here. And so many people have taken breaks and but we're not taking a break once. So my thing is, do you know what? And on that thought, when I was walking back just by myself, and I thought, you know what? the more when you keep your mind positive, all right. When your mind is positive and you're just choosing to focus on the positive thing and celebrate even the smallest win, which might be tiny. It might just be tiny. I feel like if you're in that place, you start attracting more positivity because it feels like if it comes to you, it's gonna find a home.
Right.
But if you're like you said earlier, like, oh, I'm not sure if I'm good enough. I'm not sure, this and that. It then becomes your reality.
It becomes your reality.
Like, it becomes your reality. So I feel like if you can get yourself in a place where you're like, even if it's just, it's you're celebrating it. It's something that's just happened. You're like, yeah, I've done it though. Like, I've done it. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like it attracts more positivity.
It attracts positivity.
It attracts more, bro.
I was, like I told you, I'm working on a speaking thing right now. I'm writing it. And one of the things I wrote here is that I'm going to use football analogy again because that's where I was at in the writing.
Yeah, everyone understands that anyway.
Right.
Yeah.
You see young players, like some people don't realize why a professional becomes a professional and so good at what they're doing. I'll give you an example. Like Messi, or I even use Rashford. Yeah. Rashford was a star player from 11, 13 years old.
Now he's feeding the kids. Big up Rashford.
Big up Rashford, yeah. And he like, as a young player, that's how, when you're like, we used to play basketball in school. Yeah, cool. People like
told you.
He was good too. Very good. Very good.
Told you.
We won a lot of medals. So anyone doubting that, we got hella medals.
I need footage.
We got crazy medals, bro. We got
Wait,
medals
did it
to
happen?
prove.
I need footage. Did it happen?
We got medals to prove. And like, they say there's a reason why. Like, I like watching, going back and studying stuff. Yeah. You will see, 98, 97, 95. You look at the young player, under 21s, under 17, under 20, under 16, whatever. The same players that were, let's for example, player of the tournament, those are the same players, 9 times out of 10, literally 9 times out of 10, they become to be the professionals that we know and love as a professional. There's a reason, because the adulation and celebration they got at a small... Remember, that men are 16, 18. There's no stadium yet. You're playing in little stadiums with like maybe max 1,000 people there. But 1,000 people cheering prepares you for the 20,000 cheering, the 100,000 cheering. It gives you expectation. Do you get what I'm saying? The 1,000 people cheering for you when you got the winner's medal when you were 17 and only in front of 500 people, whatever. That's where your preparation is. When you go on, that's why someone like, I don't know, a Figo or a whoever you name, Ronaldo, Messi, that's how them, man, it's expectation. So if I delivered expectation when I was 16, why not 18? Why not 21? Why not sorry.
That's all right. It's all right, mate.
Why not when I'm 30? Do you know what I'm saying? You start building up expectation of what is expected of you, both from others and yourself. Because you've seen where, okay, if I took this gamble, if I took this risk, if I took that shot, if I scored that goal and I perform like this, I will keep on being this person. And I get a bigger version of this person and a more stronger, faster, better version of this person. You rarely find someone that was a complete, like, wasn't a great star at 15 to now being a great star at 25. It rarely happens.
It has to be that pattern of that's a deep one.
You get what I'm saying? There's a pattern.
It's all a mentality, isn't it?
And that doesn't go for football.
Preparation
that goes
as well.
life.
And music as well. Because you know what? The other day I was deep in, I was looking at all Justin Timberlake and Britney Spears and all of them. Like, we just see the end product, but they've been doing it for a hot minute.
Exactly.
And I was looking at, one time I said, I think...
Miley Cyrus.
Yeah, everyone who's successful today, I don't really think there's anyone that's got an overnight thing. No. Everyone has a catalogue of, on average, 5 to 10 years.
Absolutely.
Before you can actually see. So before anyone thinks, like, especially now, like, of course you can blow off one video or whatever. But then that person will have a catalogue of things that they've done before, and that video is the one that just made them blow. So usually, and I looked at the pattern, usually it's on average 5 years. Like, the person's been grinding for 5 years, if not like maybe 10 years. And then eventually they get there. But you know what I'm saying? For our viewers watching, good evening. We're back in BMG EP19. You know where it is. Myself, Randy Rands.
Yo, it's GK. You know what's happening, people.
Come on, D-Bon's in the building. What's up? Like, but obviously everyone thinking, who's this guy kicking in knowledge? He's just going bassa, left, right hook, uppercut.
Just bang, bang.
He's just bang. Everyone's thinking, wait, who's this brother? Who's he talking about? But you know what I'm saying? Obviously, in the building today, we've got a very special guest. As I always say, we do appreciate all our guests. All our guests are very special. And each week, they get even more special. Right. And today, we've got a very special guest in the building, my good friend. You know, I had to call on my good friend. You know, as you can see why anyway. I had to let you lot get why, you know, understand why we're here. You know what I'm saying? Without any further ado, I'm going to introduce the man in the building, Mr. D Mills. I'm going to let him take it away and just give you an insight of who he is and what he does and why he's here today, man.
First of all, much love, my brother Randy, for inviting me down because, you know, I'm a big believer in, like, purpose, right? So when I see the man them fulfilling their purpose, it gives me joy. That's my joy. You know what I mean? My joy is the man them and the people I know around me fulfilling their purpose. And that's not even those people around me, everyone. If I come across you, that's my goal. So yeah, man, like much love for inviting me down.
Pleasure, man.
I guess I don't know. Like, would you? I guess I have so many titles, so many names.
Titles.
Give it to us all, bro.
Yeah, so many accolades.
Give it to us all.
No, but for real, the man is multi-talented. I would say he's a marketing genius. There's a lot of projects that he's been involved in that you know you wouldn't even think of. A lot of his work is very different as well. Like you know. He's done everything. When I talk about marketing, you can build anything from scratch, from the concept to the flyer to the everything, bro.
Oh, he's that guy.
No, but do you know what? To be fair, I think in a nutshell, the guy's just a marketing genius. Like he's just, you know, think of something and then you know you can bring it to life. In terms of, I can say marketing, and maybe that just sounds like promotion, but let's maybe talk about branding. But let's call it. I think that's more accurate. He's a branding genius, you know what I'm saying? Very creative.
You know what? Over the years, I've struggled to really pinpoint what I can classify myself as, because in my mind, I can do so many things. A lot of people have been like, oh, Mills, you're a marketing genius. You know, I wouldn't necessarily call myself that. What I would say about myself is that, you know, I'm a purpose-driven person. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's where I excel most. Like, the things I've done is, like, in tune with, like, culture and purpose. And like I have a brand, and I gave the strapline to the brand, right? It was cultural advancement. And the reason why I gave it that title is that, you know, the things I like participate in is anything that enhances our culture. Black culture. And I'm not restricted to that, but that's the remit that I enjoy most. And that's the kind of like what I've been operating in for a long time. But I do other things. But I guess if you give me a point blank title, I guess it would be entrepreneur. So I use that for myself more. Only reason being is I can move through different fields. Marketing is a key one. That's why I spend most of my time. And branding as well. So
that sums you up really well. I like the fact that you touched on culture. And that's something really, really important. I came across some crazy figures today. I was just randomly reading on because I was just intrigued to know, about the gaps in earning between Black, Asians, and obviously non-Blacks and non-Asian. Even like as a Black, I like the fact that you mentioned being an entrepreneur. How like it's difficult for Black entrepreneurs to raise funds. I was just reading on things like that, and then like, I don't know, I think you wrote a book, which I want you to touch on, which was, I think the idea of the fact that I like the book, because I think representation is key. It's like, you know, I don't really know who the Black billionaires are or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So I think in your book, you know, you did a lot of research and you brought out some people who did, you know, I don't know, you run away. You tell us, man.
You know what, I'll tell you the story of how the book came about. I'd been writing like blogs, because I only write certain types of topics. I wrote about gentrification. I wrote about racism. I wrote about lots of topics that to do with our culture and how we are getting treated in a way, innit? I only have time for them kind of things. Right. And I said, all right, cool. That's too much negative stuff. At the time when I was thinking about the stories, as people getting stabbed, all the news was saying was that
we're getting stabbed.
Our culture is, all we're doing is getting stabbed, which is clearly not the case. So I said, you know what? Let me go find some people that are like CEO level of executive. That let me talk about them for a bit. Let me write something about them. Try to pitch it to a lot of online platforms, the biggest writers, blogs, whatever. No one wants to take it. So I said, all right, cool, no problem. I just write and put it on my own blog. I wrote it, like, put it on LinkedIn, got like 1,000 reads or whatever. So I was quite happy with myself about it. And I looked at it and said, you know what? This isn't enough. Like I need to write I need to write about all I know about these type of people, right? So I started doing some documentation. I'm thinking, okay, 10 people, 20, 30, 40, 50, 100, 120, 150. So, all right, cool. This is a lot of people now. This is too much for a blog. So I can't write another blog. How can I create this story and tell it how I want it to be told? Because you know, like it needs to be told in a particular way that carries through time. Because my main thing was to demonstrate that black people didn't suddenly, we didn't wake up last year and became successful because of music or Jay-Z or P. Diddy.
Or sports.
It was or sports or NFL or whatever, football. Like, although we respect our legends in those fields, that's not all we're capable of because that's sending the wrong message. So let me go showcase something else. So I found everything and I started taking it back all the way from like the 1700s, right?
Crazy.
To today, to 2000, sorry, because I wanted to tell the story up in 2000 because I feel like since 2000 there's been a meteoric rise in the amount of people that's been business people successful that are black. So I kept it at 2000 to showcase this isn't a new thing, right? Cool. So I did that and that was great. So the first thing I did was I pitched it to Merky Books. Because like you know, I saw Merky Books come out. Obviously, Stormzy and the team are doing great things there. So I thought, you know what, this is a great platform for me to put out. You know, black ownership, black stories about success. This is where I wanted to go. This is the home for it. You know what I mean? So, like, I'm familiar with the people there, innit? So I thought, you know shout out them. Like, shout out Storm, shout out the whole team and that. But, like, I wanted it to be something where it's like I just pitched it like a regular person because I'm a regular person. So I pitched it. I never like, you know, some people they'll pitch something and be like, let me call X, Y, Z as well, and like you know, I put the thing through. Like I didn't do that. I just pitched it like I'm a writer because you know a lot of people didn't know I could write. Like you probably didn't even know I could write. I didn't know. Do you get what I'm saying?
I was thinking, I thought it would just be going to be like you know, pictures and short, like literally chip, like picture. This is Randy Kev.
You know what? I'll come to that as well. I even did that too. But I'll speak about that after. But like, anyway, I submitted it and like I was so happy because I became a finalist for the first ever Mackie Book Prize. I was proper gassed. I ain't gonna lie. Like I was proper happy because like to me, I'm not really a writer, so this is great because I've been made a final with bare people that write us that they write for a living and stuff. So I was just happy to just even be there. So I went to the boot camp. I went to the launch thing for it and everything. It was amazing. I loved it. I met so many great writers and whatever. I didn't even care if I won or not. It was more about me going in the experience and knowing that okay, cool, I have something great to deal with. Because I guess in my mind it was like, okay, if I become a finalist, that means I have something that's at least that's people good. Can like they feel it. So I didn't end up winning, but I did a great interview with the BBC, and the guy was like, "Yeah, this is great, man. This is cool. Like, I wish you all the best." And he put me in an article online, randomly. Like, I was like, "Ah, this is cool." So I kind of like used that as my motivation to finish it, because I was a little bit disheartened that I didn't win it, but I thought, you know what? Like, at least I didn't do this for a competition. I did it for the people that I wanted to showcase it for. You know what I mean? And then I took it to some people, and they was like, "This is way off. Like, this is nowhere near complete. Like, it's really far." So, they liked the stories, they liked the angle in it, and even one of the editors from the Merky side, they was like, "This is great, but I'll change the whole structure of it." But I had to tell them that no, I want it to be like this. I wanted to showcase the journey of black people, not just tell stories of black people having money. No, that's not the story. It's about the journey of showcasing that every generation, even when we were slaves or whatever, when people was going through like prohibition, when we were going through emancipations, when we were going through revolutions and that, black people was always getting money. This isn't no new phenomenon that happened when NFL or football started or music. It's not. It's something that people were getting money the whole time, but the marketing of them was very, very low, non-existent, or even negative even in some cases. So I said, all right, cool, perfect. And then, so I've put my head down and I focused throughout the whole of the initial part of the lockdown. Then I launched it and, you know, I can't lie, I was a bit confused about how the reception would be. Like, because my soundboard for people, is my own people. So
they're not just there's some really good, interesting people in there. You're making them seem like they're just some high profile people in
there's
there.
Like some extreme legends in there, right?
Absolute legends.
And like they've changed the landscape of business, but some of them we don't hear about them even till today. And that was the reason why I wrote the book, because I deliberately left out all of the people that we know as famous for having money.
Yeah.
There was no Jay-Z in the book. There's no Oprah in the book.
Yeah.
There's no, I don't know, like Kevin Hart. There's no Eddie Murphy.
Yeah.
There's no entertainment and sports really in the book. It's very limited.
Yeah.
And I wanted to put the highlight on the people and the reason why is that I wanted to help kids and young people and whoever reads the book in the future or today to know that you don't have to just go down sports or entertainment route to be successful and have a lot of money. Sorry, the first billionaire that we've had from our culture that had £1 billion company, people don't even know his name. His name is Reginald Lewis. He had the first black man to have £1 billion company in the world, right? And his story is more or less largely forgotten. And that's the stories I want to focus.
I mean, bad book.
Largely forgotten.
Bad
Did they even come out, bro?
Right.
To be forgotten.
Right. The thing is, he passed away in the early 90s. So his story kind of paused there. And like, I wanted to speak about people like that. You know what I mean? Because like, how can you have £1 billion company in the 80s? But your story isn't relevant today. He was a lawyer first that transitioned to being a hedge fund manager. So when hedge funds were first ever coming out in the 80s and that, he was one of the first people to start a hedge fund. He knew how to manage a VC and a hedge fund that could launch companies. So you know when you hear people say like takeover of companies, like this businessman took over this company, blah blah blah. That was his speciality. He used to own Tropicana. Like he was the drink.
Okay.
So one of his companies owned Tropicana, Beatrice Limited, and like he was one of the first people literally to dominate that industry in the 80s, black, white, or wherever. And his story wasn't told enough today. He wrote a great book that I inspire everyone to go and read. You guys as well, go read it. It's called Why Should White Guys Have All the Fun? Sick book.
Why should white guys have all the fun?
Great book.
Go read that.
That's a good question.
Go read
Great
that.
book. And like he spoke about his whole journey. His journey is a film. It should be a film. And like that's another reason why I wrote the book eventually.
Deep history lesson. Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? But yeah, that's it, literally.
Damn, bro.
Do you think that there's so much successful black people out there? Outside of entertainment and sport, that is.
He did it in an industry when there was no avenue. There was first of all there was no black people already there. He was one of the first, and he had to be intelligent about how he would how he maneuver. That's why telling stories about people like him are important. He had to maneuver himself in a way that allowed him to become one part of their world and also remain black. Because you know some people, they get into these environments and they change who they are. And what I loved about him and most of the people in my book is that most of them didn't change how they were. They were very like pro black and pro black culture. There wasn't anti anything. So that's not what pro black means. It means that they're pro their culture but not anti anyone else's culture. You see Jewish people, they're pro their culture. They're not anti-black. They're just pro their culture. And why can't we be the same? And that's what I really wanted to promote with this book. That it's not about anti any culture. Is that we're pro our culture first, and we support other cultures in the meantime too. So that was the main reason behind writing that book, and to tell great stories about people like Reginald Lewis. So
I think that. Oh, go on.
Nah, bro.
I was gonna say I'm glad you touched on the pro-black thing. I think a lot of people get it wrong. A lot of people get it wrong. They think that if you're pro-black, you're racist. You don't care about any other race. But you explained it well. You delivered it well. That's exactly what it is. You're just heavily invested in your culture first,
right?
And not saying that you're against other cultures,
of
but
course not.
you're just more invested in your culture,
bro. I respect all cultures. Asian, like one of my favorite cultures other than black is Asian. Indian, Pakistani, Bangladeshi. Really rate those guys highly, extremely. But they're not stopping their thing what they're doing for their culture to come and boost up black culture. They're not stopping that. They will support it and they'll cheer it on. And if there's any problems with our culture, they'll support where they can. But they're absolutely not stopping what they're doing to come and check for what we're doing. They're not doing that. And I feel like that's the narrative that we have to deal with a lot. Like, we respect Jews. Jews will do their thing. But you're not having a Jewish man stopping what he's doing to come and then, solve black problems. No. If there's some money there to get, you're going to get it. But other than that, it's not going to stop it.
I like that. I like what you said about, no one stopping what they're doing to come and save you. Because I feel like, would you say that's the problem with us a lot sometimes? We're expecting other people to come and solve our problems, or it's like I don't know how to. Yeah, it's like we're expecting other people to come and solve our problems because
I think without sounding like one of those people that starts on a rant and be like, yeah, white people are this, that, and the other. It's like we've been institutionalized without the prison.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? We have been institutionalized to depend on someone.
Yeah.
Whether that's British government, American government, NATO, United Nations, wherever it is, we've been institutionalized as a culture worldwide as black people to depend on someone.
Yeah.
So naturally, when someone doesn't come to sort something out, it's like, yo, can you come at, like, and that's our nature as culture-wise, right? Like, we look for someone to depend on to solve us because they enabled it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They came to our culture, you know, many years before, whatever, and they influenced our culture with their culture. Yeah. And then, you know, when we realized, hey, like, we don't want this no more. We're taking back our culture.
It was too late.
It was too late. We're institutionalized at this point. So the people that wanted change, some of them didn't even live for the change. One of my favorites, from
Patrice
Congo.
Lumumba.
Patrice Lumumba. Great example. He wanted change. But he didn't live to create the change he wanted. The people that were institutionalized, they was working with whoever to make sure that institutionalized didn't change too much. You get what I mean? And I read a great thing about Mobutu, right? When he came to power, he changed so many things after a while. Changed the name of the country, changed the language, changed the title of things, the way people dressed in his early reign anyways, right? Because he wanted it to be very adherent to culturally what he wanted it to be or his perception of black people, which is great. And some people might see it as bad. I see it as good. His early part of his reign. I don't know too much about
the early part. The early part of his reign was really good. Really good. But after that, I think just greed and things got in the way because it just became about him and his family and. You know, how can as long as he's good, he didn't care.
Like, and that happens to a lot of leaders, right? Because they get disheartened because of the institutionalization is so deep. You almost find it difficult to change people's vision about what they want. They almost want like England to come back, like come back and solve our problems. And that's why when we land in somewhere like Europe, we're doing like, I'll give you an example. Black people, they say, has been here since Windrush, right? As far as I know, we've been here before Windrush, but let's use since Windrush. That means when the great migrations happen at different points of different cultures, black people, Caribbeans especially, they were here before Asians came, right? In numbers. So let's say the Asians came in the late 60s, 70s onwards, right? Black people came in the 40s, 50s, They had a 20-year head start. With that 20-year head start, Asian people, even Asians that came from Africa, and I think they're the key ones to use as an example, right? You know Priti Patel?
The ones from, like, from Kenya and that,
came from Kenya, Uganda, right? They have a different type of it. Like,
I didn't even know she was built like that, bro. There was one picture that went around. I was thinking,
she has a different type of energy for black people or black culture for reasons why if you don't know her story and how she arrived in the UK, how her family arrived there, you wouldn't even understand how her behavior is built, how it's built, because her family, like, you know, they got extradited from Africa to, like, so in their mind, it's like they kicked us out of Africa. We were left, like, pushed out of Africa by black people. That's their vision of things. Naturally, if she comes today and she's talking about, if her demeanor is very, like, nonchalant to black people, you can understand why, because it's a historical thing. But anyway, my point was that
Africa understand.
Asians from Africa, they came here and delivered one of the best returns on transitions of life than black people could even imagine, right? Those people have delivered in business in a way that we can't even imagine or compete with because they don't use the same dependency on institution that we do, right? They go out and they create, whereas we go out and depend, right?
I like that.
As a culture.
I like that.
And I think that's the real difference between us and Asians, for example. Like, given the same amount of time in Asians is less amount of time than black people that arrived here. They've done more because their dependency on the institution isn't real. Some people will see this.
But wouldn't you say that's down to the discrimination that we had to face as well?
I was about to get to that. Right?
What, you think the discrimination stops you from creating?
No.
It just makes it tougher, man. Like, I'm saying, like, I've got to work.
I think we just look for excuses, to be honest, bro.
I don't know. I think them man in that generation.
That's not an excuse.
It's half and half, right?
2 against 1.
You're gonna. Some people are gonna see this conversation.
Yeah,
they're gonna see this conversation. They're gonna be like, "Oh, Mills, shut up, man! Like you're talking about, we had racism and discrimination. Of course we did. So did they. It might not have been to the same level as them. Yeah, of course not. We can't compare that. We already know that our discrimination is more intensified because we have a lesser ranking on the pole of life. Yeah, cool. But I'll use some other guys from my book, right? Yeah. These guys, right, they invented their own operation, right? Yeah. 60s. They started in the 60s, right? They invented, beauty products, right? Imagine 60s life. You not too long come to the UK, it's racist. Yeah. You don't know how you're gonna get money, you just about got a job. Like, same as Asians, same as us, cool. Yeah. But these guys, they went out and actually created a need. And that's what I said to you guys earlier about business. Yeah. It's not about what you think is good. Yeah. People don't care about what you think is good unless they think is good, right? These guys came and they set up different type of things. First thing is hair products and beauty products. Yeah. They couldn't buy that at the local corner shop at the time. It wasn't there. Yeah. People just started migrating to the culture in numbers. Yeah. Into the country in numbers. So the products they use back home isn't here yet. So therefore, it's a natural transition. Of course, if I sell you the products from back home that you use back home, hair, food, whatever it is, naturally you're gonna obviously buy it because you want that. You have that relationship with those products back home. Yeah. You want it in the UK. It's not available in a corner shop. It's not available at Tesco. You can't get that. Yeah. I'm gonna buy that. Yeah. They were millionaires in the 70s.
Crazy.
Millionaires in the 70s, black men, millionaires in the 70s. And my point on that is that what Asians do very well that we don't do as well is that they look to solve problems. We solve what we feel like solving.
Yes, yes.
We solve...
Touch on that.
Point taken. Yeah. Like, I'm Caribbean, right? Yeah. And I love Caribbean food, no problem. You go on a high street somewhere, any high street, pick anyone. Yeah. There'll be 20 Caribbean shops on one high street. Why? Yeah. Let's take Chinese people. Yeah. Have you ever been to some far ends, in some mad bush far away? Yeah. You're going to see a Chinese shop. Yeah. You're going to see an Indian shop that sells Indian food. Yeah. You're going to see a Chinese shop that sells Chinese food. Yeah. Black people don't take the same risk to venture somewhere else to make the same need. When Indian people came to the UK, did the white people like Indian food? Nope. We don't know we don't know that. The reality is that we don't know what they liked. They got to develop their interest in Indian food by it being around them and available. Same for Chinese.
Well said.
Like, availability made them like the thing.
Man, I'm trying to make Kwanga available.
The Asians, man, have clocked the game, bro.
They clocked the game. What, Taba? What, Hader, man?
No Kwanga. Yeah, some of them sell Kwanga, bro.
Let me show you how deep they are.
Quick. I'm trying to make that available, bro.
One of my favorite things about Asian guys is they're so intelligent. They've now not only control... I'll give you an example. When those guys that I was talking about in the 70s that made hair products, right? You have to read the book. I gave away one name, Reginald Lewis. So you guys enjoy that. The rest of you have to buy the book.
You have to buy the book.
Black Enterprise to learn, yeah?
Exclusive thing.
Cool.
Is it on Amazon?
Yeah, it's not on Amazon yet. Coming soon.
Yeah.
But what they did is that when those guys were getting old, another thing that our culture isn't great at is transition, right? We don't have the same ability to transition as they do. Let's say you've run your company 40 years, extremely successful. You have all the money, you have all the success, you have the accolades, but you need to hand this company down to somebody, right? From my book, what I've learned is that black people have a low ability to transition their company down to the next generation of people to run it.
Do you know why? This is sick? Because the next EP, I was gonna have someone to talk about the transition of. I'll tell you who he is after off air, but you guys tune in. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good.
Yeah. We have an inability to transition our operations that we succeed with down to the next. Look at Diddy, for example. I'm not predicting the future of Diddy and his operations or whatever. But you know, his sons are great young men. They're doing their thing. They're very active in the business now. Yeah. But I hope one of them will be able to take the mantle from Diddy and able to run that thing for the next generation. I hope, because history has shown us it hasn't been done before. The people at I kind of oh my days.
What are these?
How can
What
I
they do?
forget?
What they do?
The Johnsons that run a publishing, they
Oh,
wrote
okay.
magazines. I'm gonna tell you now. I cannot forget the name of the title of the book.
Vibes.
Ebony,
Ebony, yeah.
Ebony magazine, right?
Vibes.
That's the closest we've seen
Yeah.
to
You say
someone.
vibes.
Vibes magazine, bro. Old school thing.
Vibe is big, but not
Yeah.
Vibe. Vibe is Quincy Jones. I hear you. Quincy Jones.
Yeah.
I couldn't put Quincy in the book because Quincy, everyone knows Quincy Jones, right?
Yeah.
Cool. But like Ebony,
Yeah.
that's the closest we've seen. He handed it down to his daughter. She ran it for a while.
Yeah.
Ebony sold now. They sold off the catalogue of things. Yeah,
Yeah.
cool. But other than that, with it, so imagine in my book, mostly millionaires, highly successful people,
Yeah.
they couldn't transition their company down to their kids to run it. And that's where Asians are really like dominated in their space because
The succession, passing it down.
passing it down, the succession thing, they've really created a laser focused approach to handing down their operations to the next generation.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. It's true, you know, because like even like I didn't understand it at first, but when I look at it now, there's really nothing wrong with it because you got to learn what it is that you're doing. Like obviously, I work with young people, and then like there was times where you know these kids in a week, like during the weekend, like you buck them in a pizza shop, things like corner shop and whatever, and then in my head I'm thinking
apprenticeship,
but if you're able to start that in like young, like years, let's say when like 12, 13 and things like that, and you take it all the way up, you're already business minded. So by the time you're in college and stuff like that, you already know what you're doing. Like
And
so I think that's the difference. That's
they get
key.
exposed to operations, and reality they get exposed to money.
Yeah.
I have a brethren like that, Turkish. From
Yeah.
like year 8, 9.
But you see what's wrong with us.
He was in
yeah?
a kebab shop.
You see what's wrong with us. You know, with the part that you said about exposing to money, automatically you think, nah, that's wrong. Because what's the saying? That it's a big saying in the Congolese community. The day you don't have it, he's gonna steal. So don't expose him to money just yet. You know, or don't give him too much money. But these men are learning how to make pizza, how to run pizza, what it takes to run a pizza shop or what it takes to run a corner shop.
If you're 15,
whatever,
and you've seen what your dad or auntie or whoever had to take to run the operation, you would even want to steal the money. You've seen, that's money's for this thing, for this reason. Like, you've seen it. So me taking that money means
and
I'm
it's
pulling
instilled
out
in
this
you
thing.
anyway, because you then carry on life. You really, I don't know, a lot of the things that we take in from when we're young, like it may not make sense, but the older you get, it all starts coming back. It all starts coming back. Do you know what I mean?
See, Asian businessmen, they're so talented. I have a huge respect for them. And this has my interest for them is beyond culture. It's about just brains now, like ability, right? They're so talented. Not only do they run their own culture, they run our culture. Right? They will assess. If you go on any high street today, any high street in London, right, and go and look for black products in an Asian meat shop, they'll have it. You know, not only do they have the product, they control the distribution of the product. That's where they really damaged our community in a good way for them, bad way for us. But it's business. You have to do with how you have to deal with it.
The game's game, bro.
They were smart.
Charge it to the game, bro.
We're charging to the game, right? They noticed that, these people, Africans and Caribbeans, all right, cool. Let me show you how to do this business thing, because you lot think this thing is a game. You're laughing at me because I'm wearing my meat overalls, and you think this shit's a joke because I'm on the high street smiling with you and selling you meat. Nah, bro, these men are making money. Because why? You're seeing the front end, selling meat, selling rice, selling our cultural products, African, Caribbean, whatever. But really, what they've really mastered is distribution. You can't. Where are you gonna sell if you're black and you not import your products from back home? Where are you gonna sell it? Tesco's not giving you a deal off the bat. Sainsbury's or none of the high street main shopping retail food outlets are giving you a deal off the bat. So you have to start somewhere. Where are you gonna start? You can't just go to them men and be like, yo, let me put this let me put the conga in your meat shop. Nah, bro.
Do you know what the issue is though? I think with the black community, I think it's unity. Because let me give an example, There's one Congolese shop in Norbury, Congolese guy runs the shop.
Right.
And there was at one point where he was selling, was it goat meat? Type of goat meat,
I believe so, yeah.
Goat meat. And allegedly, it wasn't goat meat. It was like lamb or something. It was like lamb. So A fellow Congolese, went to kind of snitch on him to like the council, saying, "Oh, this guy's doing this, guy's doing that." Instead of selling goat meat, he's selling lamb meat, and like they went to investigate him and all of that stuff. So. My thing is like we always try to drag each other down. There's like this crabs in a bucket mentality within the black community, and that's why we don't really go far.
You know what?
Let me give you an example.
Kazi
with Asians,
My pops used to say that a lot as well.
Let me give you an example. With
I'm gonna
Asians,
counter this, but go on, bro.
Yeah,
go on.
with Asians, let me give you an example. They're so unified. Like there's so much unity.
Yeah.
There's so much unity within the Asian community.
Right.
I'll give you an example, a very good example.
Yeah.
The strip in Fulton Heath.
Yeah, they
There's
got that
different
locked.
butchers.
Yeah.
You think it's the same. You think it's different butchers, but they're all one.
Yeah.
They're all one.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Do you think-
One of our boys from school.
Yeah, I know.
You
Yeah.
know,
Do you think?
Shah has
I
that.
find it
has
hard.
that.
Yeah, I'd find it hard.
Yeah.
Like to see a black person do that. I don't think someone black could do that.
I disagree
Because
with
there's
you.
always like competition.
I'll show you what our real
Hold on.
problem
Here
is.
you go, mate.
You're right, and that's a fact.
Yeah,
It's point
well,
blank facts that
y'all
we
getting
see.
warm towards the end. We're about to wrap up shortly. But
I
yeah,
think it's
go
always
on.
competition.
Yeah.
You're gonna count it. Go ahead. bro. Count it.
It isn't it's not lack of unity, it's lack of vision. That's my purpose, my point of view.
You think?
Yeah. And I'll tell you why I say it's lack of vision. People don't look at what the long-term the long-term vision of things can be for everyone. They look at what it is today for themselves. They look at the near future. They look at like how much money can I make today? Like it's very narrow-sighted. It's a narrow-sighted point of view. So therefore, if you have a narrow-sighted point of view, you're gonna behave like a narrow-sighted of view. What I mean by that, for example, if you need a bag today, and that means fucking over your brother here that sells meat and you sold me, I need my bag today. I ain't gonna lie, I need my bag to do what I'm doing so I can go sort out blah 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 blah. Like, but not knowing if me and my bro collaborate together, we can make 10 bags.
There you go. You see? That's-
But that causes vision for you to look and say, all right, cool. Me and him are required to work together. All right, cool. But before you can have unity, you need to you have to look and see I can have unity. Do you get what I'm saying? That's why I say it's a vision-based thing. Unity is the step after vision. After you locate the vision, I need to go meet some people that I can unite with to make the vision a reality.
I hear that.
But without the vision and able to communicate that vision to others other than us, because like you see what Asians do separately from what we do. They communicate their vision to other people. It isn't my vision is my vision and that's what I'm doing. No, this is our vision. So like you gave the strip in 40, for example.
Yeah.
That's not one man. That's our vision.
That's our vision. Yeah.
That's our vision. We want to control the strip and sell meat all together in harmony and have this place locked down.
Yeah.
It's
That's
not just
our
that,
vision.
you know. It's like within like workplaces as well. So
Yep.
if you see if an Asian person gets hired somewhere,
Yeah.
best believe there's bare Asians that are gonna follow, bro.
I laugh all the time, because I look at
Tesco
the
man,
correct.
there, bro.
Bruv,
my days.
if one
KFC.
person gets hired,
KFC and the KFC and Tesco in
that
Heath, bro.
whole
It's locked.
Oh, it's locked.
they're going on lock.
But like,
mad.
deep this. I looked at that before and I said, okay, what are they doing? Yeah. And I said to myself something. The way I looked at the final place of looking is the government. Yeah. At one point, there was Priti Patel, Savage Javid, Rishi Sunak.
Yeah.
Basically, half the senior leadership in government are now Asian.
Yeah.
Right? How on earth did that happen? Because if we was to lead the narrative of saying Britain's racist, how on earth do the Asian people get to the pinnacle of British government without no one having much to say, really? Because you haven't heard much backlash of Rishi Sunak. As far as we know, Rishi Sunak is a great Chancellor Checker.
Yeah.
To me, he's great. He's done what he needed to do when he needs to do it.
Yeah.
But they rose to prominence.
I hear it's up as well. His wife or something.
His wife's dad started Infospeed, one of the biggest companies in India ever. Very rich. And we'll come to this in a second. But like, they've delivered. That's the difference. They've gone into society, saw what the problems were, solved the problems despite the discrimination, racism, and all the things that come with it, worked as a unit, and they did it by having a vision. They know.
So you reckon that's what we need to do now? Have a vision and solve problems.
Yeah.
and
move
stop
forward.
looking for excuses, bro.
Okay.
You know what you just said? It's as simple as that.
Yeah.
Have a vision, solve problems.
Do you know what it is? It's mad because talking about vision, there's a Don on my strip, he's got about, I think, 3 kebab shops and he's named them 3 different names. But how I clocked it was the same Dons because I see the same workers. And one time I bucked him and he said to me, you know what I'm trying to do, bro? He's like, I'm going for the Tesco next. Because on my strip, there's few Tesco's.
Right.
He said, so on the side where he's at, there's a Tesco just like a few miles.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm working hard.
Yeah.
I'm going for the Tesco franchise next. So
Right.
I'm going to have these. And that kebab shop is where everyone goes.
Right.
After a night out on that strip, you're there.
Right.
And you clocked, you know what? Coming down there might be a bit of a walk. I'm opening another one right next to the clubs where everyone's doing this thing.
Right.
It's called, it's a different name, different branding. You won't even know it's the same Don, but bro, it is the same brother.
Right.
And he said, bro, I'm going for that Tesco next. He said, give me a couple. He said, I need to get my money up because that's going to cost me money.
Yeah.
He said, give me a couple. And so that again, that is vision. Do you know what I'm saying? That is vision.
Yeah.
How many people do you know? Yeah, how many Congolese people from the past do you know that had West Green Road on smash? I think if we had vision, West Green Road should be Congo Central.
100%.
From the start to finish of West Green Road
100%.
should have been full of. There is that one section that has Congolese businesses, but I'm talking from back in the early 2000s, stuff like that,
till now.
bro. To now, if we had long-term vision,
They would have been locked.
it should have been locked.
That's the problem,
Congo
isn't it?
Central.
Look at our communities
should have
now
been locked.
where people are complaining about
Yeah.
gentrification. That's why I wrote about gentrification.
I wanted you to touch on that before we wrap because we got to wrap it up shortly.
Cool.
I wanted you to touch on that quickly because that's a big one. Brixton was making a lot of noise, innit?
Yeah.
When
Brixton, Peckham,
Yeah.
Tottenham, Dalston, you name it. There's a
Brixton
section.
Market,
Every
Wreck.
part,
Yeah. So
every
I wanted
part-
you to touch on that because that's a big one because before we wrap this up.
every part of London at some point, it was like those, especially the part that hurts me the most, more than even gentrification itself, is that there's parts of London now that we had locked, that today those
We're losing.
not even just the property value in those areas are astronomical now.
Yeah.
When growing up, Brixton, that was Jamaica, as
Yeah,
far as I know.
yeah.
Brixton, Jamaica. Peckham, Africa. Yeah. Dalston, I don't really know too much. Tottenham, Africa. Yeah. But within those areas, we had an opportunity, to lock those areas down with ownership and vision, or vision and ownership, whichever way you want to put it, But what people didn't have is they didn't see the future, right? And now we're paying the price of lack of seeing the future because at the end of the day, when I first moved to Brixton, I came in early 2000, and when I was there,
Are you born here, nigga?
I wasn't even born here. I'm Jamaican. I'm fresh off the boat.
Oh, you're the same as me, nigga.
You're on the same boat.
Literally, I came a year before school started. But when I first ever went Brixton, as far as I knew, that might as well be Jamaica. I left Jamaica to come to Jamaica. That's far as I know, innit? And I slowly started to see like white people claiming back the space, right? And it wasn't a bad thing. They saw opportunity and vision. They had a vision for Brixton that was completely different from what Jamaicans, Caribbeans at the time, Africans at the time, they didn't have the vision for Brixton. They saw it as, the government needs to help us sort out Brixton. White people came to Brixton and they sorted out what they needed to sort out for themselves, right? They bought the houses and done it up. They bought it and converted from this to that or whatever. The same time, Caribbeans were selling their houses in Brixton, right? They had bought it in the 60s, 70s, whenever they were buying, right? There was a lot of ownership from Caribbeans in Brixton at the time, but they sold off. I'm talking about 3-story houses. Today, a 3-story house in Brixton is £1 million plus, bro. £1 million plus.
100%.
But it wasn't the black people that pushed that value up. It was the rise of white people coming back to Brixton. But I lived on a road, right? When I first got there, it was 50% black, 50% white, right? And by the time I was ready to leave, it was 90% white.
Yeah, mad.
The people saw the vision. They took back the houses, done up the houses, made it nice. The crime on the road, when I got there, crime on the road was mad. People were breaking cars, stealing the cars, whatever. By the time I left, crime was reduced. The houses, like, they changed the way everything looked. They invested in the things. They put their time and effort into making it better. And that's the thing where we need to come to terms with reality as a culture that we have the money. We spend it in the wrong places. It's not about, we need the government to fund us for. We need support, of course, but with what we have, it was enough then, and it is enough today to make some changes happen. If we move strategically and with a vision,
we have the money. We're spending it in the wrong places.
We're spending it in the wrong places.
What does that mean? We're like, what, just to someone that don't understand, what do you mean? Like, we got the cash. Where we spending it at mostly?
I can't be a hypocrite and say I've been completely flawless about my spending because I can't
I'm just
do that.
learning. I'm just about learning. Bro.
But like, we don't buy things that I appreciate and value enough, right? Like we spend as a culture. I'm talking about as a culture, not individuals, because there's gonna be individuals that will call you in like, "You're Randy, man. This guy's chatting shit. I bought my house. I don't know about these niggas." Yeah, but like, there's as a culture. That's why we spend our time saying, "Oh, Asians this, Asians that." Yeah. Asians actually decided they're doing this. Yeah. They decided we're doing this together, and we're gonna get this strip. Yeah. If we have people that move with the same intent, right, we're gonna have the same results. But it requires first the intent, the trust, and the vision to develop that. People are more inclined to spend money on things that they appreciate, like buying cars, buying clothes, nights out, getting like. I'm a big advocate for enjoying your life, innit? I ain't telling no one to not enjoy their life. Please enjoy your life. Yeah. But while we're enjoying our lives, we need to also create opportunities to own. Yeah. My whole story since I've discovered about learning about all these people I wrote in the book and stuff has been about the reason why they excelled is ownership. Like there was great communities in America, because that's where I have to use as a benchmark, right? Where we heard the stories, Black Wall Street this, Black Wall Street that. We heard it. But not many people actually stopped and took enough time to research what was Black Wall Street, what did it look like, what was they doing. All they were doing was simple things. We like this area, all right, you like chemistry, go open a chemist. You like pharmacy, go open a pharmacy. You study doctrine, go be a doctor. You just go be a dentist. Imagine a whole community of integral things to society that we need. That's what they did. They opened things for communities that was required.
Yeah, wow. Class was in session today.
Black community, let's do better.
Professor D. Mills.
Let's do better.
Let's do better.
Black people.
This should have landed in October. That 1 month that they give us for knowledge. This was a double lesson.
Would have been on the BBC, bro.
This was a double lesson. Bro, I want to say thank you so much for blessing us. And you know what? So many gems that you've dropped here. Appreciate and I hope the thing is, anyone that's going to watch this, I don't want you to look at this one way in terms of listening to counter. I think try to listen and see what you can take from this, and then go implement it in however way you want to implement it. Because like I said, we got a lot of people now, I think collectively, we're all working to change the narrative. Of course. I'm not going to lie. I liked what I see, and I speak on it again. One of my good friends, and working closely with his cousin, Pounds. Yep. That What Are You Doing challenge, it was one of the best things I've seen. Do you know what I'm saying? Just to talk about what is it that you're doing to make a difference. It's good enough. It's good that you're talking, but what is it that you're doing? Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying? Put it out there. It might help someone to see, I didn't know that was there. Do you know what I'm saying? That's big.
You see that? I love that, because that removes, we need to remove the victimization culture within our culture. Yeah. Like victimizing, they're doing this to us again. So what else can we do for ourselves to get out of that?
Exactly.
So something like that is great, man.
Nah, shout out everybody doing something to make a change. And like I said, don't listen to this to counter. Listen to see what is it that you can take in, and how is it that you can go implement it and make the changes that you need to make. Like I said, this entrepreneur thing is hard. Mills has been an entrepreneur for a hot minute.
It's very hard. It's hard. Easy task. It's easy task. But I say that to say, it may be hard for me, but it may not be hard for you. Yeah, Some people I've seen people step into the game after me and blow bigger than me. I'm happy for them, because you know what it is? They learned something that I didn't learn. And they provided value in a way that I couldn't. And that's what we need to focus on. Providing value in a way that other people can't. And that's the end of the bottom line.
Yeah. Persistence. Innovation. Persistence.
Absolutely.
Being consistency and having innovation and vision, and for the long-term goal, not the short-term goal or the right now.
Let's think long-term. Black people, let's have vision.
Let's have vision, man. Vision. Do you know what? It's mad, because this just again, it confirmed that everything that my pops used to say to us, like everything, like, a lot of things that said here, bruv, we heard it over. And it's like, when you have a pops that was so motivated, and like, his passion was just like, bruv, you man are so great. How come you're not winning yet?
Right.
He was uncomfortable with that. He was uncomfortable with seeing so much potential, and you're not doing nothing with it. He will look at you like, I don't get it. Right. And you know what it is?
And he's right.
You know why I big him up so much here for someone his generation? Yeah, like I always say, like he came here, he came first, 2000. You know what I'm saying? When everyone else is saying to him, he was a medical doctor back home, but when he came, everyone's like, bro, you're trying to be a medical doctor here, fam. It's going to be long, bro. You got to do this test, that test, that test. You got to learn the language.
Well to be a bus
driver.
driver.
He's like, no disrespect. He was like, bro, just do something else.
Right.
And he said one time, he was like, bro, if he couldn't do a doctor here, he was going to do IT. And I didn't get it at the time. I get it. Look at IT now.
Right.
And he was like, bro, I would have got into IT. And then, bro, before he's passing, we didn't even know that Donny was like a senior consultant.
Right.
Well respected.
Right.
And that again, that is vision, integration. And he weren't even happy with that.
Right.
He was trying to go for more. And he constantly told the man then, bro,
I love that, bro.
you can do it. Like, he's
that.
like constantly just told the man then, bro, you can do it.
Love
you know
that.
this person, that person. Use your network to get to. It's like even your bro. Like I said, one thing I take from this is vision. I like that.
Yeah.
Vision, just have vision. What is the long-term goal? What is it that I'm trying to get at?
That's it.
That's deep, man.
Even if it's a vision that
yeah.
feels ridiculous, now other people tell you this is ridiculous.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Like people,
You ain't gonna do that.
People back home was thinking, "Oh, what are you talking about? You're gonna come to the UK and be a doctor? What?
Yeah.
Black people don't be doctors in the UK."
Yeah. He did his thing.
Uncle had a vision. He saw where his life was
his thing.
going, what he wanted to do, and made it happen. You know what I mean? Of course, he had obstacles. Probably had obstacles that you man will never know, but it's irrelevant. You know why? Because they made it happen.
So
And the thing is, sometimes before we wrap up, like we need to start. Get
1 minute. Go ahead.
that shit.
1 minute.
No.
Shout
The
out
thing is,
J, Mike,
we need
Kevin,
to get used to kind of stepping out of our comfort zone. I'm speaking for like the Congolese community, the African community. I don't know how it is with like.
It's the same everywhere, bro.
Step out of the comfort zone. If the problem is like. It's common, like you'll hear someone have an idea or like pitch something, and because it's outside of the norm, they're like, don't do that, don't do that. It's because it's not something that they're used to, so they try to drag you down and say, nah, do this instead, because that's within the norm. But let's get comfortable stepping out of that comfort zone.
Right.
Do you understand?
When I first come in the game, they were trying to tell me the way I was trying to host like my weddings or events, they were trying to say, nah, normally when you have a wedding, I'm like, bro, I don't care how
It's outside of the norm.
This is how I think you should do it.
Yeah.
I remember like implementing games and that, and they were like,
What are you doing? Like,
he's got them taking off their shoe. It was mad. And bruv, look at the thing now. Everybody tried. Like you know what I mean? Like,
that's what happens. Bruv.
Come on, man.
That's what happens.
We need to
Vision.
encourage people more to be themselves in whatever that means. If it means you want to be like this, as long as it means you have a purpose. You know what I mean?
Vision.
That's all
purpose.
that matters.
Now let's do something, man. Let's be great. Let's be great.
Let's be
Attract.
great,
Well, one thing I take from here is vision, long-term goal, and attract positivity. Like, be positive, think highly of yourself.
Absolutely.
And that will attract more wins, innit? Do you know what I'm saying?
Visualize and execute.
As simple as
visualize
that.
and execute.
Visualize
Yo,
and
it's
execute.
been real. D Mills in the
Big up,
building.
Mills.
Thank you, brothers. Thank you,
You
brothers.
got something to plug yourself with, man, before you wrap up quickly. Plug yourself, books.
Yeah, man. www.siegebooks.com. So SIEGE books with an S at the end.com. And yeah, man, just go get that Black Enterprise. It's gonna come out for October on Amazon, Waterstones, all the major platforms. But I remember I'm selling a limited edition book on my own website because I want people to have that version of it. Because this version that's coming out is not the same. It's a paperback. It's not gonna be as wavy. It's not gonna be for your coffee table and that. So get the coffee table version first and enjoy your life. If you don't and you don't want to spend as much money.
Spend it. There's no choice. Spend the money.
Let me give you
business.
let me give you your roses right now as well. Let me just say as well, like anyone that's, I don't know if you're still doing it, but bro, I remember when we did LaSap, bruv.
Yeah.
It was the man, the company was the man behind the body of work and everything like that. So y'all didn't even know. Y'all didn't even know. But if you have a brand and you're looking for that extra, just, you know, everyone makes a logo now. Everyone makes a flyer now. I'm not gonna lie, I'm using Canva, blood. I'm a big man, just going on Canva and some next app. But if you need branding, bro, like in terms of like, you know, we're talking about the whole package, from start to shout at emails.
I love, man.
Yeah?
It's still there. I got my consultancy there as well. So
Appreciate
it
that,
is what it is, guys. Peace out for love for tuning in, and then peace out. We'll see you next week. It's another big
Over
one.
and out. Visualize
Over
and
and out.
execute. Buy the damn book. Support Mills in a bit.
Much love, my guys. Much love. Peace out.
Bye. This is a production of Heaven Above Studio. I'm waiting for that one to come up. Where is it? There it is. All right, love. See you later. Peace.
In a bit. Love.
Oh shit. No,
Yo,
that was dope,
that was
bro.
a big
Appreciate
one,
it, man.
That was